Peng here, author of the bestseller Build a Money Machine and creator of Internet Income Intensive. Now, have you ever wondered how it's possible to make real money online from just two things, a laptop and an internet connection? How do we take our life experience, our passion, our knowledge, and package and position that as a product that's monetizable and marketable on the internet? And that's what I'm here to share with you today. How do you build a money machine? How do you take your computers and literally transform that into an ATM machine? Now, over the last couple of years, I've had the privilege to travel the world and teach tens and thousands of people on how to do exactly just that. I've had the privilege to work with and share the stage with the world's biggest experts, thought leaders, marketers, people like Sir Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Brendon Burchard, and teaching people how to take their life experience and put it as a product so that they can use that and monetize online. Not just make a passive income stream, but actually change lives. How do you create transformational products? Now, if that sounds like something that's exciting to you, I urge you to just close all your other distractions, close all the other tabs, because right here, right now, I'm going to be showing you how to build this money machine. Now, here's the thing. I want to address a really big problem even before we start. And the problem is this. Many people, when they have this idea and this intention to start building an online business, the first thing people will do is they will go to Google and they will type in the words, how to make money online, right? I've done that. Perhaps you've done the same thing. Now, if you do that, you'll see that there's about 2 billion search results, all asking people to do different things, from Amazon, drop shipping, eBay, affiliate marketing, Forex, stock options, binary options, all these different ways to make money online. And normally what happens is this: a person would start off with a product, a program from the first page, and they'll work down and they'll realize that the same person who's teaching them the way to make money online usually ends up selling them a different product, a different program, and they get overwhelmed with information and they end up in this endless circle of buying product after product after product and after product. They get totally confused, they quit, and they say, you know what, this internet marketing thing does not work. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a really simple system on how to make this happen. And it comes in the form of just 5 steps. And what is a system? A system is really something that if you follow, you will always get a very predictable result. In this case here, it's pretty much money in your bank account. Most people fail not because of intelligence, but really because they don't have a system. They don't have something that tells them step 1 do this, step 2 do this, step 3 do this. And here's the thing. Things were not always like this for me. You see, normally when people see what I do today, people see, Peng traveling around the world and sharing the stage with all these big name speakers and teaching people. Now, here's the thing. Before all the bestsellers, before the 7-figure launches, before sharing the stage and teaching people worldwide on how to make this happen, that's just what people see today on the surface level. What people don't see is that things were not always like this for me. You see, I was brought up in a very traditional, conservative Asian upbringing. I was told that in order to succeed in life, the secret success, the formula is to first study hard in school, get good grades so that eventually I can get accepted into a good college, good university, and so that one day I can work in a big company, get a steady job, save more money, spend less money. And most of this advice came from my mother. Perhaps you have the same mother as me. And for a really long time, I followed that advice. And at the same time, my father is probably one of the most hardworking people in the world that I know of. For 13 years, my father worked on 2 jobs. He had a 9-to-5 job with the government, and after working on his 9-to-5 job, he would work on his farm. And every day he would go to his farm, and after work hours until midnight, he would work on the farm. And during weekends, there were no weekends. He would continue working on the farm, and he would take my brother and I to the farm. And every single year, my dad would take my brother and I to the same exact spot in the farm, and he would have us hold up this white board that would show how old the farm is. And this is the first couple of years on the farm, and you'll see that we're growing up together with the trees, and my dad would say these are all his kids, all of the trees, and my brother and I. You can see us really growing up together with the trees. And after that, we were forced to sell the farm back to the government of Malaysia, and that's where they actually built the international airport today. So that was my upbringing. I was pretty much believed that the secret sauce to success is work hard, study hard, get a good job, get good grades, and that's the secret. So for a really long time, I did all that. And finally, my parents always told me this, if you want to do well in school, first get to a good college. But if you want to get to a good college in the UK, in the US, we won't have enough money. So you have to find a way to do it on your own. As parents, we'll save enough money so that we'll send you to any university of your choice locally in Malaysia. And I always thought to myself, you know what? When I grow up, I want to be able to do well. I want to be able to be the one that takes care of my parents. I don't want to see my dad being a farmer for the rest of his life. I don't want to see my mom teaching and working in the local university for the rest of her life. And I want to be the one that's able to take care of them. So I told myself, you know what? I want to be able to do well in life. I want to be able to take care of my parents, retire them. So I finally got a scholarship. I did really well in school. I finally got a scholarship from the government of Malaysia to Warwick University. And to cut a really long story short, because of all our good times and parties, I actually nearly flunked out of university. I got a 42% average, and during my 3 years in university, I went for a total of about 8 hours in lecture time. And that was also because I mixed with the wrong people. My housemates, they were all epic potheads. They'll be smoking up every single day, and it'll be impossible to do anything. And I thought to myself, I was really confident. I thought to myself, you know what? I've got straight A's my entire life. University is not going to be any different. When I go back to Malaysia, things are going to be great anyway. So at that age, I just couldn't see it. And when I went back to Malaysia, that was when reality hit. I got this letter from the government of Malaysia that said that I didn't fulfill the condition of my scholarship, and they wanted me to pay every single dollar back, which was 53,000 US dollars, money which I didn't have and money which my parents didn't have either. And to make things worse, all these companies that once headhunted me, that wanted to hire me, they were all judging me based on that piece of paper, the results that I got from university. And this time, nobody wanted to hire me. And as you can see here, this is my first paycheck. My first paycheck was about 900 ringgit, which is about 300 US dollars. And even in Malaysia, it's really hard to survive on a monthly paycheck of 300 US dollars every month. But here's the funny thing about life. I was so conditioned to believe that if I don't do well in school and get good grades, this is the price that I have to pay for the rest of my life. And the weird thing is, I actually worked on this job for nearly 2 years. And I remember after working 1 year into this job, I was having a shower, and I was just standing in the shower and the water's coming down. But I wasn't really showering. I was just thinking about life, and I was thinking about how did I screw up in life. I thought to myself, I had everything going on for me. I was a straight A student, I was a scholar, I was being headhunted by the biggest companies in the world, Citibank, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Morgan Stanley, investment banks. They were all waiting in line to hire me as long as I fulfilled my conditional scholarship. And now I'm working on some 9-to-5 job that I hate doing, getting stuck in rush hour traffic, 45 minutes to work every day. And to make things worse, it's not that my parents were angry at me. I think the only thing worse than anger is disappointment. I was a letdown. I was this kid who had a really bright future, but kind of threw it all away. And that's when I realized, standing in that shower and the water's coming down, I realized I needed to do something different. Because if I continued doing what I was doing, it would take me 23 years just to pay back the debt that I had with the government. And that was when I went online and I typed in the words, how to make money online. And here's the thing, from all those different results, I started buying products, home study courses, attended events, home study courses, money which I didn't have. I thought, you know what, I'll just swipe my credit card first and worry about the problem later. And out of buying all these different products, they seem to have one thing in common. And it seemed to say that in order to monetize and make money online, you need to sell something. Great, right? Not a whole lot of help, but at that time, I didn't think I had a strength. So I created this 32-page PDF file on World of Warcraft and how to play this World of Warcraft, which is really, this game is one of the reasons why I nearly failed university. I played this game for over 1,000 hours while my friends were all getting high, and I didn't think it would sell well, so I put it out online for just $7. After just 9 months, the sale of my online course in World of Warcraft was 3 times more than my full-time pay. Now, granted, my full-time pay didn't pay me a lot of money, so it wasn't a really hard thing to do. But that's when I told my boss, thank you very much for hiring me when no one else would, but right now I want to try to do this on my own. So what I did then was I took what I did in World of Warcraft and I just replicated it across many different niches. In Forex, in dating, in dog training, in teeth whitening, in yoga for beginners. And I took the same marketing strategy and I replicated it across all these different platforms. In 2010, you might have heard of this game that's really popular on Facebook. It's called Farmville. We were the first person to market this guide called Farmville Secrets. And Farmville Secrets did over $1.3 million US in under just 7 months. And since then, many people started asking me, my friends and family would be like, Jun, what are you doing in front of your computer in your boxers every day? So I started off teaching my close friends and family members how I actually did it. And after seeing their results, I realized, hey, this stuff is really powerful. And I started teaching small groups of people, which led to their success. And more people started asking me, please teach me how this is done. And that was when I started traveling worldwide. And just this year, we've been to about 17 different countries: Germany, London, Amsterdam, Australia, South Africa. I was in Dublin last week. And we're going to all these different countries, teaching to tens and thousands of people on how to make this happen. And that's what I'm here today. I want to share with you the same system on how you can build your very own money machine. Now, I know you're really excited to know and find out what the 5 steps are to building your very own money machine. So one of the things I want to do is I want to show you something that I normally never do. I want to show you something that's very private and personal. I want to show you something that's behind the scenes to literally how this is done and what the end result is so that you can actually picture it for yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my personal email account to show you how things have been like for me in the last 7 years. So let's go. All right, so I'm in my email account right now, and as you can see, I'm a very neat, organized person. My inbox is not cluttered, even though I received hundreds of emails every single day. Now, whenever I make a sale will always go into this folder over here. And inside this folder, this is just sales that I've made on just one platform, and this platform is ClickBank. And as you can see, if I were to go deeper and to my older emails, on the right hand side here, you'll see the timestamps. And you'll see that every single day, very, very consistent, my inbox looks like this. There's sales notifications. Just again, notice the right hand side over here. Every single day, sales comes in, day out, very, very consistent. And you'll also notice that I'm not going through a spike in sales. It's not seasonal. This happens day in, day out, every single day for the last 7.5 years. So I can keep pressing back, and you'll notice that if you see the numbers up here, there's over 196,000 units. Most of my digital products, we sell them from $50 to $2,000. And if you to multiply just $50 by 196,000 units, how much is that? That is a lot of money, right? And I hope you can see that again. I've been away from my business for months. And even though I've been away, every single day, day in, day out, this is how my inbox looks like. So I hope that one of the things I'd like you to understand is that what you're about to learn in this video is not theory. It's not something that I learned in a marketing textbook, memorized it, and regurgitating it back out to you guys. It's not what I learned in college, because quite frankly, I didn't learn much in college. It is only stuff that I actually do in my business. None of it is theory. So I hope you're excited. This is the end in mind. This has been happening for me every single day, day in, day out. So let's get back to showing you how to build this money machine. So there you have it. That was behind the scenes to how my business is run. And I hope that you can see that I didn't do that to impress you, well, maybe a little bit, but to impress upon you that making money online is very real. So I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready. Are you ready? You were born ready. All right, let's get started. This is step number 1, to identify a profitable niche. Now, what is a niche? A niche is really just a really specific market. It could be dog training, it could be Forex, it could be investing, it could be skateboarding, it could be gardening. The question is, so it's a couple of questions here. First thing would be, what sort of niche should I go into? Right? And that's a question I get all the time. So ideally, this niche should be in a topic that you have interest in, that should be your passion, your hobby, your life experience, your knowledge. And the reason why that is important is because in this journey of building an online business, there will be struggles along the way, there will be obstacles, and there's going to be challenges. And if it's on a topic that you don't have interest in, chances are you'll quit. So ideally, it should be, your first product should be revolved around a niche that's based on your passion. That should be your first thing that you do. Then the question I get would be, Peng Joon, but how do I tell if my passion, my hobby, and what I like to do in life is based on a market that other people are willing to pay big money for? So how do we tell if it's based on a topic that other people have interest in? And the best way to do that would be to go to Google and type in the keyword in your niche, so it could be gardening, and type in one extra word, and that's the word is forum. Why do you want to do that? Because if you type in gardening forum, you're going to get the results on gardening forums out there, and that's a very good indication to tell you if there's other people out there who shares the similar interest and who's out there who wants to discuss about the topic and ask questions about it. So what happens if you type in a keyword and word forum and there's no results? Then I suggest you want to keep that topic to yourself, because chances are it's probably in a really weird niche, right? So that's number 1. Step number 1 is to identify a profitable niche and just get started in that niche. Just choose that, because my first one was based in World of Warcraft. I never knew that I could monetize in a computer game like World of Warcraft. And trust me, over a couple of years, I've seen a lot of weird niches. I've seen people make a lot of money in things like, scrapbooking and best man speeches and a lot of computer games. Gamers never thought that they could monetize based on their passion, their hobby. We're all able to do it. Now, so that's step number 1. Let's go on to step number 2. To be able to publish fresh, unique content, to be able to build web pages and websites around that topic. Now, I know that when I say this, the first thing that comes to mind would be fear of, wait a second, Peng Joon, I don't know how to build a website. That sounds really complicated. It sounds like I need to be a programmer, designer, or coder. Now, let's face it, technology is here. In today's day and age, it's really easy to build a website and have it running in literally under 7 clicks. It's possible to build a website in under 10 minutes. Now, 10 years ago, it would have been a different story altogether. 10 years ago, you need to know programming, coding, HTML, and all of that mumbo jumbo, right? 10 years ago, you need to hire someone and pay them over $10,000 to build a website. But in today's world, it's really easy to publish fresh, unique content using systems like WordPress and doing it in a way that does not require you to be a programmer or designer or a coder. And even till today, I still don't know how to write a line of code. I still don't know programming. The one skill, I want you to remember this, the one skill that pays the bills in this business, it's not being a programmer, designer, or a coder, or a writer. The one skill that pays the bills is marketing. And the good news is marketing is a learnable, trainable skill. And that's what I'm going to be showing you today, how to become a better marketer. All right, so that's publishing fresh, unique content. Get a system that's really easy to use, like WordPress, which is what you see is what you get. It's like using Microsoft Word. What you type in will be exactly what the public and the rest of the world will see. Now, up to this step, this is where you have a website up based on the niche that you picked. But up to this point, building a website will not make you money. Right? Building a website is just the foundation, it's a requirement. There's a lot of people out there who have beautiful looking websites that don't make any money. So the next thing is, how do we monetize? That's the question. And that brings us to step number 3. Step number 3 would be to do this. In order to monetize your website, you need to be able to promote a product. And that gives you 2 main choices. Your first choice would be to develop, create, and sell your own product. Or your other option would be to sell someone else's product that you don't own and get paid a commission in return. Either way, you need to promote something, whether it's your own product or someone else's product. Step number 4 would be this. Step number 4 is now to get targeted traffic. Now, many times for people who've been struggling and trying to figure things out on their own and they're doing it for a couple of years, this is where most people will get stuck. If they manage to get past step number 1, they've built their website, they've got a great product, this is where normally people get stuck. You could have the best product in the world, it will not monetize if you don't know how to get targeted traffic, if you don't know how to bring in people to come to your website. And when it comes to getting targeted traffic, there's 2 main ways of doing this. The first way would be paid traffic, and the other way would be free traffic, right? And for people that's starting out, if you don't have the system set up, if you go with paid traffic immediately, chances are you are going to lose money right from the start. So the best way to approach this, to understand the game first, will be to start off with free traffic, right? Free traffic sources, like one of the best ways to do it would be to rank higher on the search engines. And that is called search engine optimization. Getting your website ranked higher on the search engines. Now, how do you do that? The first thing to understand is to first get into the minds of search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, and see what are the things they actually look at. And they look at 2 main things. Number 1 will be this thing called on-page factors, which means what are the sort of keywords that you have on your website. So in other words, from this point forth, whenever you put up content on your website, which is step 2, you want to be thinking about what sort of keywords are your target audience looking for on the search engines. You want to think about the technical jargons they use, the lingo, and have it as part of your content so that search engines like Google will understand what your content is about. Now that is called on-page factors. But let's face it, Google is run by a lot of really smart people. And one of the things people have tried to do is try to game the system by having the keywords on their website appear like 1,000 times. Now, the search engines will be able to see that that is spam, and in fact, they will penalize your website. So what I want you to do is, from this point forth, whenever you're creating content on your website, to be aware that you need to make it keyword rich, but at the same time not to sound like a robot, right? To have it appear once or twice, but not to overdo it. So in other words, there's something much bigger than just on-page factors. And the number 2, the other end of the equation, the other side of the equation would be off-page factors, which is really factors that search engines will look at that is beyond your website. Now let me ask you this question. If you were to go to Google, and if you were to type in the words, click here, what website do you think will appear on the first page? Here's the thing. If you did that, you'll realize that Adobe is, out of about 2 billion search results, is ranked as number 1 and number 2. Why is that the case? And if you look at their website, the website doesn't even have the words, click here. Why is that the case? The reason why they're ranked on the first page out of 2 billion search results is because there's many other sites out there that say something along the lines of, this program requires you to have Adobe Reader. If you don't have this program, click here to download this program. And the words click here is in blue, it's underlined, and if they click on it, it brings them to Adobe's website. And in the Google's mind, in their eyes, they see it as a vote. This link acts as a vote to tell Google that the keyword click here is relevant for this website, even though it's got nothing to do with it at all. So that's what you want to be doing. Now, search engine optimization, of course, is just one of the ways to get targeted traffic. But this is one topic you need to master. Getting traffic, getting people, a targeted audience to come to your website. Finally, the next thing you want to do to link all these things together, that's step number 5. Step number 5 would be this. Step number 5 is the ability to automate your business so that you can be working on the business rather than in the business, because there's a very big distinction between these two things. Here's the thing. In my last 7 months, I've spent about 2.5 weeks back home in Malaysia. I've been doing a world tour. I've been on the road a lot. I've been traveling a lot. And for most businesses, if the leader is away for such a long period of time, most businesses will crumble. But the reason why my businesses are still running is because I've automated it, because I have systems in place that is able to have the entire business running without me being there. And that's what you need to be doing. You need to have systems in place that automates it, right? This could be things like having a list. This could be things like outsourcing, getting people to do the work for you. And that is huge. A big part of my business is in outsourcing and working with people that's way smarter than me, right? One thing in this business you realize is you can't do everything yourself. You can choose to do anything in life. You just can't do everything. So in other words, one of the things you want to be doing is to work with people who's way better than you at the specific skills. Skill sets like programming, designing, writing. I'm not good at any of those things. I've hired people, professionals, who's way better than me in doing that specific task. Just like recording a video. I'm actually in Portland right now. I flew 20 hours to be here to get this professionally recorded, right? So you want to be working with people who's way better than you and smarter than you in order to really build and scale your business. So there you have it. This would be my 5-step process for you to build your very own money machine. I hope that this video has served you. Here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to be able to like this video, share it with your friends so that they can build their very own money machine. If you have any questions, feel free to just comment below. I read each and every comment. I'll be able to answer your questions. I'd also like to hear from you what you've learned, how you feel, as well as your biggest takeaway from this video. So just go ahead and comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. In the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you your very own process to building your $1 million product. If you thought this video is good, just wait till you see the next video. Peng Joon here. I hope that this video has served you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.